Ahoy, hoy. Welcome back. Gavin here to Gavin's Grotty guitars. I've been wanting to do this one for a long time. Yes, I've had a haircut. Yes, I look younger. It's a lot colder. I thought it was just in time for summer, but coming up to the end of April, it's just gone cold again, and my ears feel it, because frankly, they stick out even more than my nose. Guitar today is one of my favourites. It is this. It is my Epiphone 2007 May SG in worn brown. What's an SG? Well, you've seen the G400 Extreme. Previously, the black one with the whammy bar and the metal scratch plate. This is its predecessor. History about the SG is always great. My histories of musical instruments are a bit like your mum's curry in 1981. The heart's there's a bit of spice, there's a bit of colour, and it's a gravy type thing. But it's also got, apple and sultanas in it. So it's not a proper curry, but the heart's in it, okay? So the history of the SG is your mum's curry. 1959 and 1960, Gibson sales were going down, especially on the Les Paul. Bizarre when you think about it that 1959 Les Pauls are the holy grail of guitars and go for 7 figures. I don't think Kirk Hammett's ever admitted how much he paid for Peter Green's 1959 Les Paul, but it wasn't enough. That's an iconic guitar. So, the sales were going down. Various reasons for this, including more competition, particularly from cheaper instruments, and easier to make instruments, and guitars that weren't quite as heavy. So, what they've done with the Les Paul, it's got a single cut on it, so they'd got rid of the carved top, so it was a nice flat. I think that's called the Studio. Then they put another cut in it, so it's the double cut Les Paul. Sales still weren't doing too good. And in about 1961, 62, they brought out a guitar that looked a bit like this. Double cut, very thin body. We'll do some close-ups of this. This is based on the 62, and for various reasons it came out originally as the Les Paul, the latest version of the Les Paul. Loads of stories about why he wanted his name taken off it. The one I like is that he didn't appreciate the tenon joint for the neck. It wasn't good enough or stable enough, so he wanted his name taken off it. In reality, he was going through a divorce, and I think he wanted less money to go towards Mary Ford at the time. That's another story. Where's the truth? It's probably somewhere in between. But then we come across there's an element of truth somewhere there. And the element of truth is that this is a very odd guitar. It was supposed to be the guitar that replaced the Les Paul, and it did. But it's a very thin body. The neck joint originally wasn't very good at all. It's still, in my mind, not the best. I don't like it. It's got a different tone. You've got a flat body, and the balance, it's that way, isn't it? We've got headstock heavy again. I've tried to counteract that by making my own strap with sort of grippy bits on it so it doesn't fall down quite as easily, but you can see it wants to. Who's played an SG? Everybody from Dwayne Allman, Eric Clapton, Angus Young, everybody knows. My favourite, Frank Zappa, famously played one. What is it? Well, a bit like the Les Paul. You've got two humbuckers, you've got a neck that's glued in, tone and volume for each. The selector is down here, and the output's there. So I don't like the output there. I think it should be down there. I don't like the body as it is. I think it should be a little thicker. How have they made this one? Well, a bit like the Squier Strat that we saw a few weeks back. This has been made out of planks up and down here. I think it's 3 pieces here of what they called mahogany, but it's not in the mahogany family even. But then they've put a slice of African mahogany over the top to give it the appearance of being made out of one piece of contiguous timber. The more recent stories of it is that I obviously wanted to upgrade it a bit. This was a satin finish brown, worn walnut I think they called it. I changed scratch plate I've stenciled the pattern of it round onto cardboard and then put leather on it because it looks right to me. I found some Zebrano knobs and they're good. Apart from that one, which you can see is a little loose, and the Allen key is all seized up, so I can't even do anything about that now. Bit of a shame. It's been sat as my mother's favourite in the doorway of her house in a stand because she likes the look of it. So what, Gavin? Well, so what is quite interesting because what's happened is that the fretboard has been sun bleached. Notably to me, it was very dark. It was the same, as this, and now it's gone a lot yellower. So it could be laurel, it could be pal ferro. I don't believe it's rosewood. It says it's rosewood on the specs I've looked up. And it says it's a mahogany neck as well, but I couldn't tell you that for certain either. One write-up I found said that this had wooden rosewood binding, which it doesn't. It doesn't have any binding on the neck. Nice angle bits here. You can see with the satin finish where my arm's been here that it's polished it to a sheen. I love this guitar. It is known as the fastest guitar, which has attracted lots of people to it, and you think why? Because it's light, because the body and the reach, the neck is all absolutely fine. People love playing this, but let's see what it sounds like. New setup today. We ought to take a photo of that. As per usual, it's the Fender Deluxe VM. Grover tuners on this. They came stock. Bizarre, isn't it? So, rhythm, so neck pickup. bridge pickup. Let's try both. Let's try it with a bit of... So Clapton used an SG with cream quite a bit, and he did a lot of solos using the neck pickup with the tone way down. Why? It's what gave him that sort of slightly nasally, clipped, I would call it, tone. He called it the woman tone or the brown tone at times. So you can see it's quite versatile, although even compared to a Les Paul I find the tones very mid-range. Let's just turn off those two. And let's try the fuzz again. Yes, it's wonderful for that, for all of that. You can see it being incredibly popular in the 60s, not only because it was cheaper than the Les Paul, but it's just a versatile working man's instrument. You can really push those fuzz tones because of the high output pickups. It's a nice light body, so you're not going to get back damage like you would with a Les Paul. It's just a superb all-round affair. If you've never bought one or had one, go and pick up an Epiphone Les Paul, an Epiphone SG. SG, by the way, what does it stand for? Solid guitar. Inventive chaps, aren't they? What I just love most about it is its versatility. And it's just a fun guitar to have on. How would I change this further? There is the big question, and it is one of my upcoming projects, hopefully. I don't like that. The fact that it's not balancing. I'm not a big fan of the body being this thin. Not a chubby chaser when it comes to guitars, but when you look at how incredibly close, we are talking millimetres to the back of the body from the back of the neck here, that's just asking for trouble. Another 5mm, I think, in thickness is all this guitar needs, not only to be safer and more stable, it would give it better balance, and I think it would increase and improve the lower tones rather than having it more mid-rangey. I would also have a bit more carving on the body. So, in order to do this, my plan is to do a neck through SG that's 45mm thick instead of this, which I think is sub 40. Nothing wrong with a 40mm body, but it's just not thick enough. Give it a bit of a carve, so you've got a good central bit that's nice and raised, like a Les Paul, like a PRS. The through neck would give it stability, and then just one volume and tone, and put the output jack down there. That's how I would improve this. Let me know what you think my version of the SG should be. But I picked it up online, eBay, £150. Cheap at the time, very cheap now. They're around 200, 250, 300 second hand, which I think is an excellent price. If you haven't played an SG before, go and try one out. I love it despite its faults. That's one of them. Certainly it might add to the stability of the neck being locked into the body, but it's not in the right place. It needs to be here. Until next time, let me know your thoughts. Subscribe down there, more videos down here, and because you've been super good, here's some more videos of cats. Toodle pip.